Yes, please, and thanks. Perfecto.
Hey everybody, sorry I'm the ring light, giving you working at home realness.
Star 106 hits a pleasant Tuesday. Talk to me Tuesday. Pleasant Tuesday to each and all. Welcome to another edition of Free Your Mind, brought to you courtesy of KFC, Pinder Tile, Muffler World, Rev, Juicing for Life. I want to say thank you, of course, to Guinness Smooth. Serenity has got us this hour as well. Don't forget, home ownership is just right around the, well, I don't want to say right around the corner. We're talking about nicely tucked away out in the West. You can now check out that turnkey situation. Call Desiree Mingo at 376-0318 and schedule your tour of Serenity today. All right. I want to say thank you to everybody that makes this possible. Also, of course, to you, the listeners, all of those on the FM band, 106.5 on the FM band. And then, of course, all of those that are listening on Facebook, Natural Empress on Facebook, Star 106 on Facebook as well. However, you get here, I'm happy to have you. All right. Shout out to PJ Fuego. Haven't seen you for a minute.
Still virtually in the building, Bahamas. Count to five and look alive.
Count
I said
again.
it one more time. Still virtually in the building, Bahamas. Count to five and look alive. It's your boy working from home.
Okay. Must be nice.
It's cool. I think it's more of a mindset. I think if I did this in the beginning part of the pandemic, I probably wouldn't have last.
Oh, wow.
It's
Oh,
one of those things.
wow. Okay.
Can you imagine being you? Can you imagine laying up in bed, like comfortably in your bed, and you know you don't have to get up. You just have to go from
Yeah,
your bed to the living
I
room.
would love to try that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I think for me because I'm used to being so busybody, it's having to actually like.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I
well, yeah. One more time.
yeah, but it's nice to have you
No, thank you for having
talking
me.
to me on a Tuesday or talking to the person who this cap fits. Let them wear it,
All
okay? And
right.
we're gonna need the people and the people's court and you and all of those who can talk to me on a Tuesday to help solve this one. All
Oh,
right,
that's
so obviously we're in the midst of the pandemic. You know, pandemic. It's on the lips of everyone, everywhere in the world. You know, you say, "What's going on?" You can't even ask a simple "How you doing?" anymore without hearing the pandemic. You know what I mean?
right.
So we have a situation prior to the pandemic, but only more pronounced now. Oh Lord, and I know they're listening because they asked me to do this. So I need y'all help. All right. So we have a newlywed couple. Well, first let me bring you up to speed. Um, are you of the opinion that one should not marry until as a man until he has somewhere to put said wife?
I am, but I think I would only break even. He doesn't need to have the home ready to go, but just more so as long as you're working towards that. Um, it doesn't have to come the next day. You don't have to have it already, but it needs to be in the pipeline at least before the children, in my opinion.
Okay, so we have a situation of, we're saving, like you said, we
Hmm.
see the road to home ownership. Big up Serenity. All right, we're there. We're almost there. And prior to the marriage, they were living with mother-in-law,
Okay.
and mother-in-law, her actions kind of raised a red flag, a very
Mm,
crimson red
And
flag.
you
But
know, how
nevertheless,
bright the red flags can
there was
go.
a classic case of not truly wanting to let go. But they figured, okay, they're going to be married shortly, and all of this will just go away because they're going to get their own.
Yeah.
So let's say that home ownership became a reality, and they're now, nicely tucked away in their brand new home. They're buying new furniture,
Mhm.
all of this, like you said, before the kids, and enjoying what they've worked so hard to build together. So they're out. The story ends nicely where they're out of mom's house, and mom is no longer trying to do his laundry and leave hers.
Okay.
Okay.
Not the
Mom
levers.
is, yeah,
Not the
mom
lever.
is cooking his favorites, and he's just, you know, always singing her praise of how great a cook she is, and not his wife. All right. So we've gotten over that. But the biggest one was the laundry. Is like she would come in their room, sort out her son's clothes, okay, and does her son's laundry, leaving the missus laundry. Okay, so you know she kind of turned a blind eye towards all of that, and she was glad that they finally got their own. So I need y'all to follow this story with me.
Okay.
All right, so they're now in their own home. Why one day she heard the key of the door turning, and she's like, the classic, honey, you're home, you
Yes.
know, only to find out that it was his mother turning their door, turning the key. Anyway, long story short, he had given his mother a key to their home without informing his wife.
Mm.
Now, she's now married. She's now the missus,
Yeah.
and
Officially married, not getting ready to marry.
it's
Not getting
causing
ready to marry, but
major,
officially married.
Mane week. It's causing major turbulence in the marriage because he's like, it's either you're in or out. You have to decide whether or not you want to be my husband or her son. Now, and I said to her, I said, you can't say it like that. You cannot say whether or not, he wants to be her son. He will always be her son. But it went as far as, and when she told me this, this was over a WhatsApp message, and I know you're listening, hon, but I got to tell the full story. She told me, and I just put up the skull emoji, that you ready for this?
I am.
The mother-in-law was also invited on the honeymoon.
Now, okay. When you say the honeymoon,
The
where
moon, the honey.
the moon with the honey that me and my significant other, freshly married, are now going to you know, hokey pokey.
He decided that mom had never been on a vacation and decided to just kill two birds. You figure out whether it's a pigeon and a crow,
Oh,
all right,
flamingo.
with one stone.
No, when you say kill, definitely kill because I'm dead.
Okay, so you see why I put up the skull emoji, right?
Yeah, no, I'm dead actually. And when you say pigeon or raven or crow, I'm
Crow.
actually I'm a flamingo. I'm hush hush.
Man, you keep it quiet.
How dead I am.
Okay, so listen, I want you to ponder on that just for the second because we need to give this couple and this wife in particular some sound advice today. All right. So we're going to find out what's happening on the streets real quick. Get that traffic report out the way. Find out, with the eye in the sky, followed by more of it. Talk to me Tuesday, right here on Star 106 Hits. Yeah, honey. So
I'm dead. I'm dead.
my mom got the keys to the Jeep. They'll say beep, beep.
Oh,
My Ah,
monkey boy.
whoa, Jesus.
No,
Well,
what's the age? What's the age? I didn't ask that. Oh,
naughty
any
at n-
range?
naughty at 40
Okay, that's for two of them.
ish. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. Now you too grown to be carrying on, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's like no, you
Hold on.
can't. Oh,
Wow, I trying to signal this dude and giving him the best sign language ever, and he ain't buying it.
meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out.
Game inside, like
I was giving you Bahamian sign language.
What do you?
Look
Where am I
here.
driving?
No. Look.
Same thing I would say. It's like, oh, someone driving.
Exactly.
I get. I doing it now.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so mother-in-law decides to go on the honeymoon.
no, he too grown for to not have no boundaries like that. That's crazy.
What?
You hear what I say? The wife is now complaining to me.
Yeah.
Your mommy gone on a honeymoon.
Yeah, so he was just trying to kill two birds with one stone.
Your
one
mommy.
How dare you have me for a bird?
He gave
honestly,
his mom also a key to their house without telling the wife.
He's not understanding the idea of husband or
That's enough to leave
Yeah.
him.
Your
Yeah.
mommy.
That's enough to leave him.
I mean, you could give mommy also the key to the house. I mean,
Really?
No,
when she don't use it,
once you don't, you would have to bring that up to me as your
Once-
husband. You have to bring it.
once it's never occurred to the wife that she has it.
Nope.
Like
She
in
used it because when she hear the door turning, she's like, whatever she's calling him, I don't want to say it, right?
oh no, see,
And she's like, in other words, she would say like, honey, oh, you reach home and you bring such and such. And
And
she's
I
like,
walk-
oh, this ain't honey. This
see,
me.
No, see, mommy could have the key for the apartment, but or the house, but mommy still gotta understand that this isn't my space anymore. This is me and my wife's space. This is our space. So you can't just
MySpace is Facebook.
be popping up whenever you want. Mommy, what if I was doing things?
But it
You
ain't
might
mommy.
go- you might go blind?
Out of line. It ain't mommy out of line. It's husband because
Okay,
mommy.
that's the question. Who is out of line?
I got you. Because
I
mommy would never act like that, or mommy won't be acting like that if she didn't get the okay or the bly from somebody.
mean, from mommy coming on a honeymoon with you. Well, I mean, it depends,
I don't know family trip.
It depends. If we go, all right, let's say we go on a honeymoon, right? We go on a honeymoon, and mommy just happen to go. Let's say we go in to Dubai.
Cruise.
No, listen,
You're taking me to
cruise, even a cruise,
it's a
right? It's a
cruise.
cruise. Our room on the first floor, like
don't
we to
give
the
a
top of the
rat's-
cruise ship.
I don't give a
Mommy
rat's.
room gotta be like on the 14th
It doesn't matter.
something
Why
floor,
they can't
and
sail away?
we ain't seeing
Another
each
time.
other again until we back up
For
when we
dinner.
going back.
No,
Yeah, we might
Mom
have dinner
wanted to
every now and
be-
again.
No way. That's
Oh, you must be crazy. You must be crazy.
All right, here we go. Star 106 hits, welcome back. It is a Talk to Me Tuesday. I don't want you to talk to me as such. I want you to talk to the couple who are at odds right now based on the, shall I say, the involvement, the continuous involvement of his mother. Now, the thing is, you have some great mother-in-laws. Let's make this clear. You've got great mother-in-laws. You've got, great love between a son and his mom. But the question is, where do we draw the line? That's the question. Because here it is, a young lady is quickly considering divorce based on the fact that her mother-in-law seems to be a little bit too involved. So, case in point, if you're just joining me, he took mom on their honeymoon. It was a cruise.
No.
And, he figured, let's just kill two
No.
birds with one stone.
No.
It's a cruise. It's a big cruise ship. It's not a dinghy. We don't have to see her all the time. She's never been on a vacation. And then it got progressively worse now that mom is turning her own key to their home. BT just joined in. Chip in real quick.
Listen, married man speaking to the single folk right now. I tell you something right now. In case you didn't know, the wedding and the reception, that's kind of for your wife and her family. The honeymoon, that's for y'all. That's the most important part
The
of
wife
your.
and the family. What about your family?
I mean, that's what I mean. The wife
You
and the
said-
family.
oh,
Like
and the
that's
family. I thought
that's to
wife
get
and her
pictures to
family.
capture that moment.
Okay.
To be all
Pictures.
coming together.
Okay.
But in truth, the first memory that you all are gonna make as a couple as a man and wife is your honeymoon. That is the most important part of the entire wedding process. I don't care about the rings. I don't care about nothing else. That honeymoon that y'all go, y'all spend this time together out in the world for 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That is the most important because you're gonna have those memories for the rest of your, I would say, your life.
Right.
But it's more accurate to say for the rest of the life of your marriage.
Right.
Which is hopefully for life.
I honestly believe that a good honeymoon can break or save some marriages because when things get tough, the first memory that you're gonna click back to when things was good was that honeymoon.
And you can look at the wedding pictures,
and you can pick up your big iPhone 12, and you can scroll through your pictures, and you can go back to locations that can take you back to Washington when you was on a vacation. You know what you can see? You, your hubby, and he mummy.
Okay, so right then and there, you realize that there was a significant problem from the get-go. So am I to blame? Do I point finger at the wife that saw the red flags? Or are we pointing fingers at the young man, like PJ said, who is allowing this to happen?
I want to point fingers at the mother and the son. Because the mother shouldn't, even if he extended that courtesy to her, she should have never taken that.
The mother.
She should have more common sense to know that no, this is overextension. I don't care how much I love my son. We could take a vacation together next year. I ain't going with you on your honeymoon.
So we're pointing fingers at the young man then.
I would point, definitely at the young man and the mother to some extent, because she should have never accepted.
Go ahead, P.
Because I agree with you to an extent, Beats, because you do have certain mothers that, let's say this is her only child. Let's say not even just her only son, but let's say her only child, and you have someone where they build that connection where she really does all of this for him. Yeah. So it doesn't come across more say as a mama's boy, but as the wife, she should see the aspect of he's not a mama's boy, but clearly the only child. So she's going to treat him as such. So when it comes to the point of now that he's married and he is leaving his mother and father and clinging to his wife, and making sure that's solidified, he needs to know where boundaries to place. So like, it's no problem if you give your mother a key to the house, of course, if emergencies X, Y, and Z. Exactly. But you now need to run that by your wife, where two now becomes one. So it's like you can't make your personal decisions outside on your own with your mom and dad in comparison to where I am living or where I can potentially be raising your kids.
Let me just bring Beats up to speed when they were living with the mother-in-law. Mm-hmm. The mother-in-law made it quite clear that that's her son. I'll give you a mere example. She would go in their room and take out her son's clothes and wash those and put them back in the room and leave daughter-in-law's clothes.
No, man.
Dirty.
Yes. So I'm thinking she saw the signs.
Yeah.
Would anybody at that point who's listening, would that make you very apprehensive as to whether or not you're going to marry this man?
You know what's crazy? I saw something very similar to this on Divorce Court, where the story was there was a mother.
Just the one with the guy with the hair?
No. This is a mother. The story of a mother, right? And her only son, her only child, right. The only man in her life, right? Because the daddy is whatever,
right?
And as the guy was getting married, she gave him a loan of some money to put towards the wedding, mm-hmm. Right? Now, the son claimed that this was a wedding gift, right? Everybody could see that this is a wedding gift that she gave him towards their wedding, their reception, or whatever, mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, it turns out that after the wedding, when we say, no, there wasn't no gift.
I need my
money back. So the Honorable Judge Lynn told her, say, you know, this is a lot of cases where you have these women where they fall under the my son is my king syndrome. And when it's time for the man to spread his wings and fly and go out and find a wife, the woman will let go because she feels as though it's almost like her man getting taken by another girl. And it's like, no, this is what's supposed to happen, Mom. You need to let go. Go do your thing.
Do your thing. No. Well, Mom is saying, you can do your thing, but you ain't leaving me. Hence why she tagged along on the honeymoon and felt no way about it. Go ahead, PJ.
So just one more question for context. Is Mom married? Or is that around?
No, Mom is single. and mom, this is mom's only child, not just son, but only child.
So, see, in that aspect of it, I can't understand why she's not possessive. Ooh, that's a little heavy. But why she clings a little closer to family. But at the same time, she needs to have the understanding of my children
There
grow
are
up.
church sisters, there are co-workers.
Baby, there's the church members, there's the ACW, there is Rotary.
There's eHarmony, there's Christian Mingle, there's Tinder.
Oh, talk to me. There's Facebook, you know, too many things. TD Jakes, you know.
It's like I sure they was having a revival that weekend. Mommy didn't have to go with us on the honeymoon. I mean,
so hence, wife was very uncomfortable on her honeymoon, and I'm saying
as she should be.
I don't know, based on what she was experiencing living in the house with the mother, if I would have gone through. But then, of course, she was fooled by the idea of now moving into their own space, that their own space would equal their own space, and not all of them, because they've moved out of the nest. But it didn't happen that way. So now the question is, now that he's given her a key, if he takes it, and this is his argument, if he takes it back, it is also going to cause strife between him and his life giver.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happen, because just from this short story, I like PJ didn't want to say possessive, but
it is.
It exactly. It borderlines on possessive to almost to the point where you kind of get the sense that the mother wants to be almost vindictive or spiteful towards the woman, like, you coming in, messing up my happy home. My son
could be right home with me.
Hey, my son we could have been gone on vacations together. You ain't had to bring this old chicken head gal. You know, and it's like I feel as though that, well, there's definitely the you're gonna go wash your son's clothes, but you're not washing
right then clothes. And there, I think, and I said to them, he was supposed to nip that in the bud right away and say, listen, Mom, thanks, but no thanks. If you can't do and fill in the blank her name clothes as well, then don't do mine. Yeah. So Mom can get it within her skull that it ain't about just me anymore. Alexandria said just change the locks, but no, you can't just.
It's the principle.
But for my quick little final tidbits on my Talk to Me Tuesday, I definitely agree with you in terms of there's boundaries, and at the same time he's supposed to nip that right there and then. And I will look at the aspect of, on one end, it's possessive from mom, and two, it may be aspect of he's enabling. He doesn't know how to talk mom down. He doesn't know how to express what he wants, because, you know, mommy always right and mommy can always be mad. I just want to make sure mommy's straight. So it's kind of like he's trying to cater to a certain attitude or a certain persona while selling himself short. And what he's selling short is his wife is now getting that short end of the stick. So now it's putting him in a position where he needs to pick and choose. He needs to put boundaries, whether you want to be with your wife for the rest of your life or you won't take care of your mommy for the rest of your life.
Now, it ain't a matter of it ain't taking care of mom. Remember now, mom is not looking for any handouts as such. She just wants to play a very integral role in her son's life. Now, how do you tell somebody to decide? Can you tell somebody to decide between their wife? And don't give me scripture. Okay.
Why can't you scripture?
But can you tell a man to decide between his wife and his mother?
Who's giving him children?
His wife.
Okay. Thanks, Mom.
That one name over?
No, that one name over, because this man is now a grown man, and then mom cannot expect this grown 40-ish, 45-ish man to still be hunting down her or hunting behind her just because, like what? Like what?
I'm just saying. Now, let me ask you a question before we take a break. Have you ever heard any stories? We got a phone call. I think I should take. Let me take the phone call.
Yeah, take the phone call.
Star 106. Good afternoon. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to call
328-8163 or 328-8165.
Yeah, try the other phone line. 328-8163, 328-8164. Let's try it again. Good afternoon. Hi. Okay, so that one's not working either. We're gonna take a quick break, but I wanna ask you a quick question. I'm gonna throw this rock and leave it alone. Have you ever heard or even imagined, or has this thought ever crossed your mind when you see situations like this where a mother could be in love with her own child? I'll leave it
What?
right there. We're gonna take a quick break. More Free Your Mind on a Talk to Me Tuesday. Star 106 hits.
You know, Amber, the more I think about it,
Try it again.
I was just gonna say, let me answer this real quick before I go.
Star 106. Hello. Hello.
yeah, the more I
Somebody
think,
really want to get through.
the more I think about it, I have to put more this blame on the mother than the child. You know,
Yeah.
than the husband.
If the call, it goes to another line each time, right?
No, they have the call.
I can see you
and-
later, y'all. I have this meeting to get it too.
Okay.
All right, see you,
No,
PJ.
but long story short, I do believe that women, mothers do get into the idea, if they're, especially if they're single, not married, they do tend to put those husband tendencies on their child, whether it be their oldest child being a son, and let's say he's single, whatever like that. I think that mothers, sometimes, it's not all of them, I won't speak for all of them, but they do have, some mothers do tend to have that sense of that toxic trait of putting, imposing those husband duties on their children. Or
Yeah.
let's say their son.
Yeah.
And with that said, call me later, y'all.
Bye.
Yeah. And to follow what PJ was saying,
Star
like-
106. I really want to get it.
they got to go on the next line.
But I wondering if see? Star 106, it doesn't allot it to another phone line?
Mm-mm.
Oh dear.
Those are 3 different lines.
So it would ring on a different one if you
Yeah.
dial in another number, right?
Yeah, but I think it's more so on the mother than the son, because you have to look at it really
She's
taking
supposed
it.
to know better.
She's supposed to know better.
Right?
She's supposed to know better. 1, 2, she understands her place as his mother, so she understands that. No. Listen to where I'm going with this. So she understands that she can be manipulative without being overtly manipulative. She understands that the love that a son has for his mother is like none other. And
yeah, that's
for him to do anything that's against is gonna hurt him much more deeper than it's gonna hurt her for her to just say, "Oh, I ain't gonna go with you on your honeymoon." She knows that if she oversteps, that he's not gonna correct her because she never raised him to overcorrect to correct her.
Correct. Cool. Here we go. Star 106 hits. Welcome back. Talk to me Tuesday. Talk to me nicely. And to the person that's calling, I need you to call 328-8163.
3.
Say it again.
You can call 328-8163 or call 328-8165.
Okay. 328-8163 or 328-8165. So you can free your mind. Now, with that said, we're trying, I don't want to play the blame game as such, but we got to put things into perspective, because here it is, this young lady, she loves her husband, you know, and she understands the love that he has for his mother and vice versa. But how much do you expect one to endure?
I mean, honestly, hats off to her. She's got to be one. This is a one of a kind of woman to put up with that kind of thing, because when you have to deal with the stepmother stepping into the marriage, some women can get the mother-in-law stepping in. Some women can get very, very territorial. And it's almost felt like simple as the mother doing the laundry, it could be seen as, oh, she thinks that I'm incapable of taking care of her good son.
Right.
You know, but
or
it's
come into the house when it was before she would come and lift up the pot. Right, just walk in the kitchen and kind of make up her face like this what you cook for my son.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Yeah.
He's not used to this slush. This is slush. He's not used to this.
And then you just gotta look at her and be like, yeah, but
he likes my slush.
He like my slush. That's all.
Yeah, but when mom food come, he all in it, and you could tell the difference.
Right.
But he's trying to appease his wife, and he eat the slush. You know. But mom food ultimately tastes better. But again, I guess wifey just got to learn to cook. But if we all could just get along, maybe mom could show her how he likes whatever it is,
And then too, every guy is different. Obviously, if the woman can't cook, the man ain't marry her to be a cook. He probably married her for some other attribute that she possesses, but it mightn't be her cooking, and it mightn't be her housekeeping ability. It may be the fact that this woman is really gifted with finances. He may be an artistic person that he thinks of these concepts for ideas, but as far as putting it together financially and making things work,
I think you're right.
yeah.
Absolutely. When we look, we look at things superficially. We're looking at it like why he married her? She can't cook. I think we place too much emphasis on the household side of things.
Listen, we trying to make enough money that we can hire a chef. She don't gotta cook. What you talking about?
Real talk. We don't look at things like that.
Yeah.
When you think about it. When you hear people talk about a failed relationship, a woman, the first three things she grabbed in her argument is that I used to cook and clean. Well, those two in particular.
Mm-hmm.
I used to cook and clean. That's not enough.
What is that?
And that shouldn't be the first two things or attributes, like you say, that make you this great wife. I mean, it's a plus if you could cook.
Yeah. And for some guys, honestly, that's all they really want. Someone
Food?
that could. Some guys are simple like that. They want a woman that's gonna stay home, mind the kids, clean up the house, and cook a meal. So when they finish scheming out in the streets, they could come home to a
Good
clean
food,
house and good food.
The schemee, I
Mhm.
can't cook.
Okay.
So are you trying to say this is why there are some people out there that have more than one person? Everybody have their designated duties? Hello?
Let's
That's not
just
what you meant.
let's just say some people are anytime you see someone step out in a marriage, it's because they're unfulfilled in some way or another.
Yeah,
And
that's true. But sometimes that unfulfillment is never discussed.
Mhm.
So rather than, say, listen, I don't like or I like, and fill in the blank here, to make amends and make things right. Rather than say, well, she don't do X, Y, Z, so I gotta look for it elsewhere. Again, this goes back to a topic we had some weeks back about effective communication
Mhm.
and why it is we are afraid of having uncomfortable conversations as simple as you owe the bank and the bank calling you to talk and you ignoring the call.
Well, remember what the lady said to us on Saturday? It's
She said
about
a lot.
it's about fair, Empress.
You remember
The
what it
same
stands for?
reason you don't go to the doctor to get the needle for that little thing that you need is because of fair. And fair is
Facing.
face
What was it?
facing FEAR is an acronym. We can sound it out. Fair is
I don't remember exactly.
fair is facing false expectations that aren't real.
False expectations that aren't real. That's what fair is.
Yeah.
All right. So we pretty much surmise what the person's response is going to be, good, bad, or ugly. So we just don't say nothing
Mhm.
and act accordingly. And, again, is that the right thing to do? And I think this is where we need to have a one-on-one conversation with the ladies and find out whether or not, again, and we kind of dabbled in this some weeks back, whether or not we can handle the truth.
Yeah.
Now, the truth may hurt, but it also can help.
Honestly, my heart really goes out to the lady in this situation because this is such a precarious situation to be in. Because I'll tell you one thing, and if you never listen to anything I ever told you before, I talk a lot of jokes, but this is the one that I'm
The
getting
real
serious.
thing now, go ahead.
You will get nowhere in life in a relationship with a man by disrespecting his mother. That's a one shot. That one.
So
is
even if she's
over.
wrong,
Even if she is wrong,
oh Lord,
you can call her out for where she's wrong. But when you get to the point where you're disrespecting this man's mother,
ain't nothing after
I
that.
want over.
Finish. Even if he
Finish.
stay with you, know that it's over and he's doing his own thing.
It's over. You cannot disrespect a man's mother, and you can say the same thing about a woman's mother as well. You cannot disrespect the mother. Period.
No matter what.
No matter what, you cannot disrespect. So the position that she's in is
it's a very precarious one.
Very, very
because
precarious.
she's done a hell of a job, if I may say,
Mhm.
holding a still tongue. I mean, from the moment gone on the honeymoon, he, like you say, looking back at photos, it wasn't just me and him. It was
Exactly.
It was
You
us.
can't even do the things you wanted
No,
to
they
do.
could because they were on a cruise, so they had their own cabin
Empress, you can't do the things you want to do with your mommy.
on the ship.
If your mommy, if mommy is within a mile, while you on honeymoon, you can't do the things you want to do.
Mommy wasn't on the same, what do you call, the same deck.
They on the same boat. That's close enough.
He was rocking the boat elsewhere.
It don't matter.
On the
Mommy
other
on
side of the boat. He was on.
Everest, could you imagine being on? Okay, then you on your honeymoon, you trying to get jiggy, and you can't even fully relax yourself because the thought that, man, the minute I decide that let's do something crazy out on this beach, what if mommy pop up while we on the beach?
Yeah, I guess.
What if mommy come knock on the door tonight?
So we gotta give lady kudos. And to the person that's calling again, let us try 3288165. Again, that's 3288165. Let's try that again. But yeah, you got to give her kudos because she's held a still tongue all this time. But now the steam and the pressure is about to bust pipe. And, her question is she wrong for feeling like just leaving them to be? And I don't know if it's worth giving up your marriage without a real conversation.
Yeah.
And one that is as real as can be. Like you say, without disrespect. She hasn't been disrespectful at all thus far.
It's probably been said a lot of times, but couples counseling for issues like this is really, really, really beneficial because it presents an area for you both to speak freely about how the situation affects you without having to worry about, stepping on another person's toes or being in a place where you don't feel comfortable saying these things because you don't know, you might say the wrong thing and a man walk out the place or, you end up with a steel pan on the side of your head. You never know.
Yeah, but like you say, the first thing that one should consider is having that very uncomfortable conversation. Now, what happens if she says to him, she expresses the way she feels, and he says, "Well, that's my mommy. You have to deal with it."
Well,
that's my mommy.
That's the point at which you need to ask yourself: is this something I can prepare to live with for the next 20, 30 years and tell mommy, or am I just gonna say, "This enough for me. I'm out"?
Boy, I hope to be able to give y'all the answer to her decision because like you said, I'm going to suggest that they go and see a counselor who can pretty much level the playing field.
Yeah, it's imperative because the next thing is this then can. Well, this already has made the relationship between the mother and the daughter-in-law strained, right? But then how this could affect the children's perception of the grandmother, because if the mother has certain feelings about the stepmother, the mother-in-law, then what's stopping her from being somewhat spiteful? She doesn't need them to be majorly. She is just a small little things.
Well, praise God,
that could change. Yeah,
there are no kids as yet.
Yeah,
that's the blessing in disguise that there are no kids as yet. So I'll try to follow up on this one and tell y'all how it all ends. But thank you so much for listening. Thanks for all the advice. I'm sure the young lady in question is very appreciative. But let's see how it all turns out. Folks, keep it locked. Top of the hour, 5 o'clock. You're driving 5 with yours truly and DJ AI comes your way.
That's where every advancement begins, with an idea that things